time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome into the Thursday edition of your show. My name is Gary. I hope you had a fantastic day. If you're almost done work, you're so close and you got this. And if you didn't work at all today, congratulations. It's almost supper time. So that's always good to have something to look forward to. Margaret, Maggie, old Ben Kenobi Nickel, please report to the stage. Up here, please. Come on. That's a good girl. As we got to give the people what they want. We love to kick every show off with the most desired cam in the history of all cams. This one is called the Maggie Cam. Let's see what she's up to today. There she is. She's been running around. She's fired up today. Megs, you want to look at the camera? You want to look over at the camera? There you go. Good girl. The Maggie Cam for our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, and their beautiful dog Leroy, who just so happens to be dating this supermodel dog right here, are always happy to make your day the greatest day of your life the second you walk in there. As well as Kirsten, Shar, and Chris, the whole team over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, are here for you. Maggie fully endorses them. Every time we go in there, she just helps herself to everything. It's the cutest thing. We also have a video up of adventures with Maggie, thanks to our good buddy Brooksy. We were over there a couple weeks ago. It's a very good video. As she went shopping and picked out a straight out of the dog park shirt because, like we say all the time, Maggie is a hardcore gangster. That's just how she rolls. I know it's tough to imagine with a face like that. Look at her. Oh, we just make the whole... One day we are going to do a whole episode just Maggie Cam. Today is not the day, though, because we got things to get to, and we have people to talk to and things to talk about. As we've had a bunch of mainstays around here on your show on Tuesdays. We got the All Out Angst podcast, boys, by the way, episode 5 of the All Out Angst podcast, now dropping. As well, I believe that Dude podcast will finally be launched, starring Coach Mazer and yours truly. It's an incredibly fun show. There won't be an audio version because it wouldn't make sense if you were just listening to it. You have to see it to believe it, really. I wish there was a way I could explain it better, but it's an old podcast that we brought back. And Coach, as you know, he was on here yesterday and many other times. He's a very funny guy. And basically we sit down, we turn on the camera, and then all of a sudden you get like a half hour, 45 minutes of just the most ridiculous stuff. I think one episode, most of it was us talking about who would be a better singer than Christina Aguilera to cover the Eagles' classic, Hotel California. And that's like 20 minutes. Just saying. You wouldn't want to listen to it, but it would be very funny if you're watching because there's a lot of singing. That's the other thing. So be on the lookout for Dude podcast, as well as the All Out of Angst podcast and the Bamford & Co. podcast, which I believe will be dropping here very soon as well. On Wednesdays, we check in with our good friend, Coach Number One, a.k.a. Adrian Blarson. Teams that swear by each other, not about each other. Great book. He's a speaker. He's an author. He's everything. He stops by, and we chat. And on Thursdays, the great CTV's Matt Young stops by, and we talk about video games and Olympics and all sorts of stuff. You know him from CTV as like a very serious guy, but he has this side hobby where he loves to game. He loves coding into games, and he loves the gaming culture. And he stops by every Thursday, and he stopped by again today. So we got Phenom on the ones and twos. Let's go ahead and roll that previously recorded. I love it. He's just a hand, by the way. There's nothing else. It's just like the Addams Family hand. Take it away, buddy. Another Thursday means another edition of your show with the great Matt Young from CTV in the house. Welcome back, my friend. How you doing?
It's good to be here. It's exciting, and I'm doing great. You know what? I've had a fantastic week. How was your long weekend?
It was good. I did a lot of sleeping. Like
Well,
I
there you
napped.
go.
I almost overslept. It was crazy. I was like, I'm not doing nothing but trying to get rest. And
You
then I
had
got
a-
like
You had a
overtired.
cat long weekend, right?
was
You
it.
got lots of sleep. There
It was
you go.
perfect. How about you? How'd it go?
Mine was fantastic. I actually was up in Christopher Lake,
nice.
and I
I
was
love
up in
it up there.
Candle Lake. I was actually doing ring announcing for wrestling.
Yes, you
there
were.
was BEW wrestling up there, and it was awesome. We're gonna maybe talk about this on the next show. There is
Absolutely.
an awesome local Saskatoon like wrestling scene.
Yep.
That absolutely deserves some attention. So
I agree.
If you're into wrestling or acrobats or anything like that, that's one we got to get on because it's super
Always.
cool.
It's
There
so
we go.
fun.
Oh, exactly. So it was a great time, yeah. But good to be back. And of course, have you been watching any of the games in
I've
Paris?
seen a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it's a lot. Hey, there's a lot with the Olympics to
Oh
keep up with.
man, it's a ton. I mean, especially over the years. You think back to like Calgary and Barcelona in '92, and now you're in Paris. So and of course, a Thursday would not be complete without talking about
Video game.
and some of the games that people in Saskatoon have that sort of have some I want to say some Olympic style to
Yeah.
them. They're not officially licensed games, but like
They're Olympic games.
So tell us. So we got a couple games here.
Yes.
One of them is mine. Two of them are yours. And on the background here, we got one of the
love
games
this.
that we're going to talk about.
I've never played it before. I'm very excited to talk about that one.
This is a cool one. Why don't we start? We can start with it, I
Let's
guess.
do
So,
it. It's
so
cool.
the game that you're actually seeing on the TV screen right now. This one is called Gold Medal Challenge.
And I see it's a Capcom game.
It's a Capcom game for NES.
And we love
and,
Capcom.
And it's really easy to play. It's those old button mashing games. Remember, you had to press
Yeah.
like A, B really quick, really.
And then you got to hit it at the right time
Yeah.
to jump. Like,
And
look
you-
at that
there
jump.
you go,
Look
there
at him
you go,
go.
Look at him. Whoa, whoa, that's about like 9 meters there. 8.86. You got so you got to kind of you button mash and
Yeah.
you try and make your guy run faster and that. But it's got a bunch of countries. It's got like 12 countries or 14
that's pretty
countries,
good.
and Canada's one of them. This one is a guy who was playing. He was the USA. But yeah. So this is called Gold Medal Challenge. It's got like every event. It's got like javelin.
That's what I was gonna
It's got
ask.
like shot put, triple jump, long jump. There's marathon. There's 100.
How does the marathon work?
to-
Just the bump, 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 bump.
You
bump,
know,
bump.
actually, how the marathon works is all you do is you set how fast you want your guy to run, and then the computer kind of does the rest.
Interesting.
Right? So if you decide I want my guy to be super fast,
Yeah.
he'll run super fast, but then later on in the race,
Gonna run out of some
he
juice.
might run out of juice,
Yeah.
right? So throughout,
Very realistic.
in between events, you're constantly updating your marathon guy. It's actually really interesting. So this is Gold Medal Challenge for the NES, and it's a super fun, addicting game, man. Too many hours spent on this.
This is the big question. Are you a summer or a winter Olympics guy?
I like both. I mean,
Interesting.
I don't know. Like I think both have something to offer for everyone.
Absolutely.
So I kind of Summer Olympics. I cheer on some of the summer sports. I like the athletics. I mean, I think my favorite events in Summer Olympics. I like the javelin throw. I watched the basketball. Too bad the men lost, but
The
yeah.
fix was in, I hear.
And you
hey?
know what? It's always France, because I believe in 2000, last time they made it to the quarterfinals, it was France. I think that beat us. I'm pretty sure it was. So I mean, we got to find out how to beat the French at basketball.
Again, a lot of those fouls
There
were a
you
little
go.
one-sided.
A lot of
Yeah.
people. The refereeing.
They also
was
played that garbage.
suspect.
They also played that garbage.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
well,
they didn't deserve to
Oh,
win.
we got an Adobe out. I don't know why we have. That.
Oh, Adobe, get outta here.
Well, we'll
Get
get
those guys
back
out
to
of there.
this.
There we go.
So there we go. So and then if you want to just quickly see, like, this is a track event here, right? So this
We're
is
in the
swimming.
pool. Here
this
we
is
go.
Swimming. We're in the pool. So
right.
and of course you want a good start, right?
This is so fun. There he goes. Oh, the big jump and everything. Hey.
Yeah, you get that, and what you gotta do is you'll see right here. Whoops, I'll use my other hand. There's a little speed bar.
Yeah.
Right? And what you got to do is you got to try and time your buttons and
With
press
the
them at
hands?
the right time
Yeah.
with the hands going through the water. And I'll say this, the controls are pretty easy.
That's a common theme, I think, with most of these games.
I find it sometimes getting the timing down in the swimming pretty tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then if you want, like, there's we talked about. Here, we can fast forward. This is a 2 meter. So this is what a track event looks like. They'll put you up against another country,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to run. And this 200-meter dash, I think we got here. So we
See, these ones, like when you're just mash
That's
and
all you're
ABAB.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
all
fair
you're
for
doing.
everyone, which I appreciate with these games.
Yeah, and I usually would take my T-shirt and I'd wrap it around my thumb, so
Yeah.
you go like,
Or get like a lighter and go, yeah, or a controller, and you just
there you go, there
you
you go,
always
there you go.
jack up my fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Worth
so,
it.
So there it is right there. So that's gold medal challenge for NES. That's what we got playing up there right now, and that's a fun game. Now
So fast.
I'll turn the volume down a little bit, and then
That's
now
so cool. Look how tired they are. They're so tired. 200 meters. Jeez, no, thank you.
and then after this they'll just give you the standings and they'll show you whether or not you made it in the top 3.
So when it comes to Olympics and Olympic Games specifically, which events do you have more fun with? What are your go-tos? Like, do you
When I'm watching?
when you're playing these games? Would you rather play
I guess
a
it
summer
kinda
or a winter Olympic game?
I guess I mean I don't have a preference for either one. I think the Summer Olympic Games typically have more events.
Yeah, that's and it like getting to our next one right here, track and field
Yeah.
too. Love this one from our friends
That's
at
an
Konami.
awesome one, and that's
Absolutely.
that's
This is the one-
Konami.
Yeah,
right? Konami
most people had this game.
had that game. Oh, I had
Yeah,
that game.
everyone had.
I remember my buddy Andrew had to go to his house and play it all the
and
time.
it's so fun. But it has the events right on there, so you're looking. What's that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 events.
15 events, and
that's summer themed again. Obviously, track and field too.
Yeah. And then you have winter games
And
right
the winter
here.
games. Now this game.
Whoops. Oh, that's okay. It fell down.
I was saying, there you go. Winter Games by Epix right here. Now this game, it's one of the worst games you'll ever play. It's so hard.
I've actually tried it. And
So hard.
It's not. It's hard to do winter games
That's what I
events
was
on
trying-
an NES.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Right, like
Yeah.
it's summer. It's just the way an event is laid out, like a track. It's just easier to program. Nowadays, it's a little different. On
Yeah.
PlayStation 5, you can do skiing and all
I
that.
can't even imagine how far they've come from this.
Oh,
to now.
they've come in. It's way
Yeah.
easier. But back in our day, everybody, a winter games trying to play bobsled on a Nintendo controller was
Yeah.
just not easy.
It's hard, man. Like you had to hit it at the right time, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really read well. And like the
Yeah.
figure skating one, I never in my life have figured out, and I've tried many times how to figure skate in this game. You got to like hit ups and downs and different buttons. Every time you
tried
jump,
it.
you just biff.
I was able to like skate and make like one jump, and then
Fall.
you'd be it, and then
Yeah.
you'd fall.
And you keep falling over and over, and the stupid music is going.
Oh,
And I get so mad, man. It's like this happy little Christmassy song, and it's
man.
like, no.
That was what was fun about these games is they brought you so much highs and so much smiles, and they
true.
also taught you how to throw things.
Yes, that might
As
be
a
the
kid,
biggest
you
take home.
learned how to. Those controllers had to be tough.
Titanium controllers. My brothers, man. My brothers just swing them like Indiana Jones and give you one.
And then you remember and then on to like when you started getting to more 3D stuff. Remember Nintendo 64? They had the Nagano Olympic Hockey,
Yes,
right? Which was
yes.
just Winter Olympic Hockey, and
It
then
was
they had a
awesome.
separate game
Yeah.
with all the other Olympic
All the
events,
events, yeah.
right? And then there was a Summer Olympic one and all that sort of thing. So so I mean,
I will say, when the Olympic format hit the Nintendo Wii, that was a bit of a game changer. hey?
that would totally was because
Yeah.
now you could actually
in the game.
You were in it.
Yeah,
you were actually
you had
doing
to.
the events, and actually that's what's fun about games now is especially with the Nintendo Wii. That was
Yes.
such a great concept because Olympic events typically they're difficult to play on video games. They found a way where you could like interact with it and do all kinds of
Man,
cool
I remember that ski jump on there was
Yeah.
so fun. You
Oh,
look
I
down
know.
and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, look at that. We'd be in the middle of like a huge party, and that
Yeah.
would bust out, and then everyone just gathered around watching these huge ski jumps going down.
Oh yeah, no, those were all really good. So yeah, so Winter Olympic Games, Summer Olympic Games. I mean, I don't have a preference, but they are the older ones. It's a little easier to play.
Well, this
Summer
one you're
Olympic
showing
games.
right now is very cool to me. I don't know how I've ever missed this because it looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it is, and the nice thing is that it's real pick up and play.
Yeah.
right. It's pick up
That's
and play.
why we love our
and,
old school
And
systems.
you can select as you can see whatever country you want to be, and then you can and they have like all kinds of different events, and then I can show you if you want. I can show you the marathon. This
Let's
is
see
just
it.
kind of.
Let's
I'll
see
just
the
show you
marathon.
the little the beginning of the marathon here. I got to get to. So here it is right here.
Oh, boy.
And this is at the starting line, right? and you've already selected how fast you want your guy to go.
And they got the
little
reporter. Yeah, he's
sportscaster
talking
down at
about
the
the
bottom.
wind.
This
Hey,
guy
look
right
at that.
here.
That's
There we go.
wild.
Yeah. So boom, and they're
Off they
off.
go.
Right.
So this guy decided to go.
The Japan runner is off to a smooth start. In second place, Bulgaria. In third place, we have China. In fourth place,
Hey, Canada.
Canada.
Okay.
Look, we're in the medal hunt. We're in the medal
it.
hunt.
We're
We're in the
right
medal
there.
hunt.
We're chasing.
Seventh place, you got the USA. And then eighth place, Spain. And it says, while the marathon is being run, let's take a look at some of the other events. And then it'll show you, like, there's your ranking. So Canada has a bronze so far,
Go bronze,
at least
baby.
according to this
Go
YouTube
bronze.
video. There we go.
That's good.
So yeah, so that's, I mean, what I would say to everybody is if you can't be in the Olympics, I always thought, I'll be in the Olympics, baby.
Right. From a very young age. And I appreciate you always showing up and giving us time. We got some Red Lobster going now.
Whoa,
No, that's good.
Commercial.
Reminds me of Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I remember when YouTube didn't really have.
Let's see a Red Lobster.
Oh yeah.
thing.
Oh
Very
yeah, in
funny.
the subway. Remember the subway?
Hey, Happy, over here.
Yeah. You
Talk
know what?
about a hole in one.
I want to grow up big and strong.
You get it. You get
There
it.
you go.
No, all these old games, so fantastic. And I always love how you take some time each and every Thursday to come by here and we can talk about this stuff because
We should give one shout out to the Saskatchewan athletes.
Yes,
that are
thank
out
you.
there.
Yes.
Rylan Weens from Saskatoon got a medal in the diving
Huge.
event, and there's been other
So
athletes.
crazy. Sutherland?
There you go,
Yeah.
Sutherland. Yep. There was a Saskatchewan athlete, I believe, on the rugby team that
Nice.
also got
We got
an
a
event.
bunch of good rugby runners
So
around
we
here.
got Saskatchewan. We're being felt. We're getting places. We're showing off, and of course, I mean, a lot of people's happy with. I mean, Summer McIntosh is not from Saskatchewan, but hey, anybody who wins 3 or 4 medals,
pretty wild.
there you go.
And especially
that's
what's
tough
like
to do.
17.
Yeah,
And she's just
like
out
you
there
got
crushing the
probably
pool.
a couple of more Olympics left in you.
She's going to be chasing
go.
Phelpsy there with that.
That's
all those
exactly
medals.
right. That's exactly
Very exciting
right.
for
So
her.
shout out to the Saskatoon guys that are out there.
Hell yeah.
The Saskatoon athletes that are out there with the repping the maple leaf at the Olympics there. So
Doing it
that's
up.
always good,
He
too.
is
There you go.
CTV's Matt Young. He stops by every Thursday. And again, the reason I love it so much, life is so crazy out there in the real world, but when we hang out here,
That's
we
right.
get to do video games and have fun. And I know for a guy like you who has a very serious job, this is a hobby that you love and enjoy. So I'm always happy you
Life
take some
is
time
hard.
for us.
Pick up a controller.
CTV's Matt Young. Thank you again, brother. We'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy. Thank you again to CTV's Matt Young. That amazing display of Olympics in video games 4. I think that's the proper way. As your show continues on this beautiful Thursday, we now go to our next guest. You know her from social media, as in she does all the social media. You know her from the Past Our Bedtime podcast. You know her as a member of this family and this network. Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Brooksy. There it is. Man, I was wondering. You know, we were going to sit here in silence for a long time. Thank goodness you jumped out of your shell. So we were doing some Super Smash Bros. And she was imitating Jigglypuff. Was that a Jigglypuff?
No, it was Yoshi.
Oh, the eggs after
yeah.
Yoshi eats you, yes. As we do have a Twitch stream, Dufferin Ave Media over on twitch.com. You can check out all the Twitch stuff as we continue to practice our Twitch streaming ways.
Yes, a lot of Nintendo 64, my favorite.
That's good stuff. How the heck did you fit into that thing? That was crazy.
This is like
Very
a really,
weird.
really ginormous sweater.
Yeah.
See? Anyway, it looks like I'm not wearing pants. I am. But I got it from Valley Village the other day, so
No.
it could be a guy sweater. That's why I fit my whole.
I gotcha. Well,
Body in
it looked very strange.
Yeah.
There was an old wrestling thing that happened. The Gobbledygooker, it was called. It was just a big egg, and then the egg was on the stage for the lead up to WrestleMania, and then everyone's like, "Who's in the egg? Who's in the egg?" And you were totally just like,
Gobbledygooper.
you're like the Gobbledygooker.
Oh,
Gobbledygooker. Tough to say.
Okay.
Anyways, you had a total gobbledygooker vibe to it.
That was me.
Is the point of it? How you doing, buddy? I haven't talked to you in a
Yeah,
while.
I'm doing really good. I'm glad to be here. It's so much
We're
fun.
so glad to have you.
And I also am just like super amped right now because right before this, I was kicking Noah's butt in Pokemon Puzzle League, but then he came back and he beat me once. So now after this, we have to have a tiebreaker on who's the best puzzle leaguer.
In case you're wondering what goes on around here, it's quite funny because I got a buddy. Shout out to the Pakester who's in town. He's at my buddy Sperman's place right now, and he's like, "You have to come out." And I had to say, well, as much fun as we have here, we also have to do a bunch of work stuff, and I have to go through invoices, and I have to go through payrolls, and I have to do a bunch of stuff and make like a presentation tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a heavy day, so tonight's going to be a whole lot of that, and I wish I could be hanging out with the boys, but unfortunately, like I say, it's not just Twitch streaming. There's a lot of other stuff that you got to do.
Yeah, honestly, when I come here, it's like 50% work, 50% gaming on the Nintendo 64.
That's about where we want it.
Yeah.
It's just these
place.
times that we're in right now, this is sort of where we go. So, which brings me to our next point. If you want to join the team, you want to serve it up? I haven't hit up a Dufferin Ave in a while. Head on over to our website.
Dufferin Ave.
There
.com.
it is. DufferinAve.com. Whether you're like our buddy Kevin. Does it taste good?
Yeah,
it looks tasty.
tastes delicious.
From Hammer Time Roofing.
Ooh,
or
that's a new one.
Our friends over at Aquaman. Yeah, we have so many people on board here. And it's not about just promoting your business. It's about the movement that we are trying to, I guess, create in making the world a better place. If you think, like we all do here, it's more important to put people ahead of yourself. If you feel like karma is a very, very real thing and you want to start doing good things so good things happen to you, right here, DufferinAve.com.
That's hard. Bing, 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 bing.
Get signed up.
Oh
You
my
want to
gosh.
create content with us. You want to advertise. You have an event you want us to promote. Whatever it is.
Speaking of
We
creating
gotcha.
content, the viewing room, their new
So
episode
good.
is
So
so good.
good.
I was like laughing so hard, all their like little conspiracies and whatever about Forrest Gump.
Yeah. There's some good
Anyway,
stuff there.
Yeah, I would check that out on Dufferin Ave too, because
Yeah.
that new podcast is
That's
legit.
the other thing. We were talking about that now. The viewing room just dropped, and we have Dude Podcast finally dropping. Like we continue to grow, and everybody that you see on your show, this was the original idea for this show, was once we have all the characters, like the producers who do the viewing room, and we got our Tuesday guys who do the All At Angst podcast. Everybody you see on here has their own sort of show. So when they come on, like Brooksy from the Past Our Bedtime podcast, we can talk about their shows.
Yes.
Or when KD comes in from One Bad Podcast.
It's also a
new
really good
episode
podcast.
tomorrow, episode 12.
It's like so many podcasts are happening. That's like, I feel like podcasts are taking up my whole entire life now, which is fine, but I'm constantly multitasking because it's a podcast in the dishes and the podcast in the laundry. And
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot, but it's also where people go to consume media now.
Yes.
This is what people do. No one sits down in front of the television and watches, what is it, TGIF back in the day with all the amazing shows like Step by Step and Family Matters. You go onto your YouTube and you watch your shows there and you listen to your podcasts there.
But I do have this strong addiction for like Too Hot to Handle or Love is Blind, like that really cheap reality TV shows.
But do you watch it or do you stream it?
I watch it on Netflix.
So you stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically what we're
same.
doing right now.
Okay.
So if you want to be a part of this, come hang out with us, as it's always a lot of fun. Unless you're playing Super Smash Bros. With Brooksy, then it gets a little dicey.
I took a photo that I still have to post on the Instagram story of Kirby, and it's like, you're the winner, and I'm definitely going to humble brag to everyone. Look, and I'm going to say, Kirby wins all the time.
Fake news.
I win
Fake
all the time, unless Network
news.
Ryan's here. And I can't even lie about that because it was on the Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, the Twitch stream is very good in that way, that you guys all talk a lot of big game.
Yeah, Gary was making fun of me. I made every excuse in the book. Well, so does Ryan. He's like, this controller every time he plays. But
That is a very true statement, yes.
But yeah, I was like, when I was losing, I was like, oh my God, I should have been Pikachu, or oh my God, it's because of where I'm sitting, and oh my God, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
And it's not like that. It's screaming. Like we're talking rage. Video game rage. Okay, let's get into this. Where did all this video game rage come from? Why are you so competitive on the games?
Well, I'm just a competitive person, like in general.
Just as a whole.
Like as a whole, I need to win. And I don't know where exactly it came from, but my dad told me actually like last month that he never let me win anything unless I truly won it my whole life. So I've been like,
That's pretty cool.
I've been trying to beat him my whole life, and
That's where it comes from.
just like, so now I just like try to beat everyone because I've had a whole half my life of not winning, and I'm like, now I'm a winner. What can I say? I'm just okay. But
Wow.
anyway,
She's a winner.
I also think though that like when I was younger, for the video game side of it anyway,
Yes.
or my daycare, we had a Nintendo 64 and
Sweet daycare.
or maybe it was just a 64, but we always used to play Smash Bros. And like I think there was a few other games, Mario Kart, and just like Scream. We had this little room that was like kind of like silent.
The screaming room?
Yeah, and we would just like go in there and yell at each other, and it was like the craziest thing. So that's kind of I think where that stemmed from, and
Yeah, well,
I've been
it's just
gaming
on
ever
the-
since.
On the outside, you seem so sweet and, innocent and just classic Brooksy. Then the second you get in front of any sort of competition, I guess, not just the gaming, it's like polar opposites.
Okay, when I'm gaming though, it's really bad because I'll like call you a little
Yeah.
face or whatever, or
Yeah.
like just like say the craziest stuff ever.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing like baseball or something, I won't go up to somebody straight to the face and be like,
I don't know if I believe you when you say that.
SMD.
I feel like if someone wronged you on the baseball field, there would be some SMDs thrown out there.
No. I don't know what it is. The video games, it's like maybe because I don't know what it is, but I will just go off and say the most inappropriate stuff. So
Then she was saying we should stream tomorrow Super Smash Bros. And I said, well, I don't know if we want to stream tomorrow Super Smash Bros. Without Brooksy, because she is the full entertainment of the entire situation with her just freaking out.
yeah.
So we might have to Twitch stream some different stuff tomorrow.
I don't know. It's craziness. I don't know what goes on in my mind, but
I think that's why you fit in here. I feel like all of us are sort of in the same boat when it comes to stuff like that.
I used
say
to- you
we're a
guys
bunch of
used to
outcasts,
say,
man.
like,
That's what we do.
I remember when it was either you or Ryan being like, "Oh, we're all a bunch of nerds," and then there's Wendy who comes in, and I'm like, "Have you seen me game yet?"
It's true.
It's like I just love the video games.
Again, going back to the oh, she's so kind and sweet. It's like, no, we put her over there.
I'm like two
That's
different
the truth.
people. There's
Yeah.
like, it's like when
That's what you
people
can
drink,
look for on the Twitch stream.
That's my thing.
There you go.
When I'm
Gaming is her
gaming.
alcohol.
Yeah.
The gaming
so
brings out the worst in her.
watch out! I'll beat ya.
I have to send you to Screens Anonymous.
Well, maybe send me to one of those wilderness camps, and then
Yeah.
it turns into like a horror movie, and aliens show up. Speaking of which, we actually went camping with the kids not that long ago, and I picked this movie. I searched up camping kids on Netflix,
Uh-oh.
and it was a
No way that could go bad.
it was a movie called The Rim of the World or something, and it was about kids camping and aliens. And the day
Hey.
before, me and the kids were talking about how we think aliens are real.
Okay.
So we go to watch this in the middle of the dark forest because we're camping in tents, and it ends up being the most inappropriate movie ever, but it was the only movie we had downloaded, so we watched it with the kids anyway.
Now, what are we talking in like violence or like sexy
Well,
or
it was
all
like-
the above?
It was like okay, you know how I like yell at the screen and I say inappropriate stuff?
Yes.
That's the kind of inappropriate stuff that was in it. But there was no
Wow.
like sex scenes or like anything in it. It was just like a lot of like weird sexual like humor kind of.
Okay.
Not a lot. Like
Yeah.
you
Enough for you to talk about it on a YouTube show, basically.
Basically.
Yeah. And that,
So-
that makes sense.
But yeah, so then it was all about aliens like attacking them at this camp or whatever. So it was like a little scary too, especially for our 9-year-old who probably shouldn't have been watching it. But
Mhm.
going to bed after that, they were like struggling. Like
Yeah.
they were like, I couldn't. And poor Emma was like laughing at parts where I don't think she knew what it actually meant. And the rest of us were like,
I
oh.
believe the term is cringe.
Yeah, but
It
the
was
movie's
cringing.
really good, like for adults though. So Rim of the World, if you want to watch it, I should ask the
The
viewing
movie, yeah.
viewing
Ask the
room
movie boys.
to do it. Yeah, it's really good. But anyway, I don't know what made me think of that, but
No, you actually got me thinking about something. Is that the phenom over here? He still doesn't have a show that he's doing yet.
oh,
And I think the more we talk about, because I know he really enjoys the Twitch stream, so maybe he'll be our
This
face
is-
of the Twitch.
this is
our
his
Twitch
show.
guy that starts it. He'll be our
making Wendy
Twitch
angry
master.
because he says I've never played that before, and then kicks my ass in it right
Destroys
after
it. It's
being
great.
freaking Jigglypuff or something. Like it's so
Jigglypuff
bad.
is an ongoing joke around here.
Oh my god. Anyway,
The worst.
that's his show
character.
because
Yeah, I
he's
think
just a
maybe
little
that's
secret
what we'll
weapon.
do. And then with all of our Twitch stuff, he can be Twitch streaming, and then we can work that into our video game shows that we're are
Cough.
thinking about doing. As I look up at the camera up on the roof, we also
Oh.
have our board game show that
I
we have to
never
get
knew
started.
that was there. I love board games.
Trust me, you're on the list.
Oh, you should see me playing board games,
Why
Gary.
do you think that camera's there?
The
That
board
camera
games?
is there so when you flip this table,
Yeah. My poor
Which
kids.
would make no sense because this table is so heavy, but I feel like you'll have so
No.
much rage that you will be able to flip
No,
this
and I
bad
have
boy.
such
and
good
call it.
games. You should see me and Brad's board game closet. It's
Give me your
like
top 5 right now. Here we go.
Skulls.
Skull.
Have you played it?
Sounds familiar.
It's so awesome. It's like 6 people can play, and it's like a betting game where you bet and you fib and then you can die. Yeah,
bet
he
and you
knows it's
fib.
the best game ever.
Okay.
It's so much
Phenom is
fun.
in for
so
Skulls.
you need
Okay.
the game. Ticket to Ride. I really like Ticket to Ride.
See, I tried playing that one, and it's for a game involving trains is way too complicated and not train
Oh
fun
man!
for me.
Once you figure it out, the only
That's
thing
the big
is
problem, I
that
think.
in the game Trains, you have cards that you're supposed to make it from one place to another, and if you do it, you get extra points. So
I couldn't make it out of the
when I'm
train
trying
station.
to plan my route, I get such bad anxiety. So I don't even know why I like this game, but I get anxiety that somebody's gonna steal my route, and I'm like freaking out for so long until I make it. And then I'm like, this game's cake. And I might be losing, but I'm not like dying internally anymore. But like, honestly, that's like, I know what anxiety feels like because of that game, I think.
Wow.
It's
So
so crazy.
Ticket to Ride right there with Skulls.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Let me really think. Oh, right now, for some reason, we've been really liking Exploding Kittens. Have you heard of that card game? It's good. Why are you looking at it like that? Anyway, it's
Anytime someone says exploding kittens to me, I get nervous. I don't like the sounds of that.
Oh, it's just really fun. You're just like trying not to explode. It's a card game, and you get to take as many turns as you want. And it's super chaotic, and all the cards are different. And
No real kittens?
no, just the card kittens.
Okay.
No, yeah, that one's a really good one. And you can buy expansion packs, so you could switch it up all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, that one we've been into a lot lately.
Okay.
And I can't think of any of more of my favorites off the top of my head, but we do have this game which I would love to play. Probably not here because there's too many breakable stuff, but it's called Throw Burrito. And
How do you know all these games? What the heck? Throw burrito.
Yeah, it's
Tell
like-
me more.
it's so fun. So I have I have 3 versions of it actually. I have Throw Burrito, the original. Then I have Throw Burrito, the giant version. So it's like a 7-foot blow up burrito you play with. And then I have Throw Avocado, and it's an avocado. So basically, the game has 2 burritos, okay? And then it's like dodgeball and cards in one game. So
Alright.
you keep on picking cards, and there's nobody goes in a turn. It's just so chaotic, and you're picking cards as fast as you can. And once you get a match of 3, you can like put it down and collect points or whatever. But once you get like a match of 3, that's like a war card. So you can have
Like war.
war
I love war.
or
the
duel.
game.
There's like a duel one,
Okay.
and there's
Not
a
as big of a fan
burrito
of
brawl.
dueling.
There's all these different ways
Burrito
to fight.
brawl?
Burrito brawl. And so once you get those, you throw them on the counter and you say burrito brawl, and then everyone reaches for the burrito, and you have to try and hit someone with the burrito, and whoever gets hit first gets a burrito bruise, and then whoever gets the most burrito bruises loses. But you're literally running around throwing burritos at each other in the house, and it's like absolutely fun and chaotic. And
At no
yeah.
point does anyone get to eat a burrito, do they?
No, but the burrito's so squishy and it feels so good. Except for the big one. I also have a big one we played in the house, and it's like as big as you. Like
That's a big burrito.
You blow it up and then you huck it at people. It's wild. Yeah.
Can you eat burritos while playing?
Sure. It'd get awfully messy. It'd be
I
like
just want a burrito.
then
now.
nobody
I'm
knows what
thinking
burrito to
about
grab. You're just throwing a full burrito at someone's head. Like
it. Again, not a real burrito.
yeah, but
This
if
is
you're
a
eating real
fake
burritos, you might accidentally pick up the real one.
Well, maybe that's the whole point of the game. Burrito roulette.
Okay.
Burrito that.
So do you have any favorite games that aren't like don't say crib?
I love Risk. Risk is one of my favorite
I don't know
games.
if I've ever actually
Risk?
played Risk.
Always ends
Surprisingly.
with the board getting tossed. We used to have high stakes games of Risk. Actually, Seinfeld did an episode on Risk when Newman and Kramer were playing, and they had to watch the board so no one would cheat, because the games go so long. And we had high stakes games of Risk for a while, and then it became too aggressive.
Yeah.
Once money becomes involved, as you know, things get a little more serious. And it's not as welcoming when someone flips the table when
sounds
you're
like
playing for money.
When
Who
you
would've
say
thought?
how long it takes and how aggressive it gets, it kind of gives off Monopoly vibes, and I don't know if
It's,
I like
it's definitely
that.
in that realm for sure. So that
Yeah.
that would be one. Kaiser, I love Kaiser. If you want to play cards,
Okay.
I love playing like pass with Kaiser, where you pass your partner a card or 2 card pass. Very fun. And man, I played a bunch of board games. I love Uno. Uno's a great
Oh.
one. Everyone loves Uno.
Uno, there's so many crazy different Unos out there now.
We had Mario Uno.
That's cool. I have a
Very
really
fun.
old retro Uno that I that's like a Coca-Cola one, and it has all the old Coca-Cola models on all the Uno cards.
That's pretty cool.
It's like really crazy. And then I also just recently played an Uno Wild, so all the cards are wild.
Nice.
It's like the craziest thing I've ever played. But
that makes me very happy.
actually, no. Throw Burrito is the craziest thing I've ever played. But
I wonder. Do you think this guy's ever played Throw Burrito?
I don't know. Have you
think we
played
should ask
Throw
him.
Burrito?
Get on up. We got one more. We got the wild card. Let's bring him on in. Come on
this
up,
one.
Coach Mazer. I'm trying to get this set up here, and it's not going well.
You know what? I was listening on the way over.
What do you think?
Yeah?
You having some fun on there?
I think Phenom should play the Twitch
Full
while we do the Dude podcast, if we ever do it again.
If we ever do it again. You'll do it again.
There, how's that?
Nice. We just got to get in. There we go.
That's a great camera right there.
Maggie looks pretty today, hey?
Yeah, she's just beautiful.
She's been wild today.
No, but she did perfect on the cam today, so
That's true. She paid the bills.
she's a perfect little angel.
She really is.
I was
Go ahead.
I was making her howl with me for like a long
Do it.
time.
Make her howl right now. People love a good puppy howl.
No, I don't know.
Marge,
I
you want to
can.
howl? Welcome to making Marge howl like a cute little puppy.
I think that's mean, actually, to do that to dogs. isn't it?
Really?
Yeah,
no,
that's-
my dog loves it. I have
Oh,
a
Ziggy.
husky.
Yeah,
and
huskies
he
do
like
enjoy it.
when he barks a little bit, we start barking with him, and then he just throws back his whole head and he
You're a
just
good girl.
lets it rip.
A big
Yeah.
howl.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
Have
Did I
you-
interrupt?
Board
You
games.
throw burrito.
We did a board game on Dude Pod.
We did. We invented a game.
What is
By the
it?
way,
Oh, yeah,
Network
we
Ryan.
invented a good game.
Network Ryan tells me that we have actually officially launched Dude Podcast.
Oh,
So it is out there now. Yeah.
that's neat. What
very
game did we
excited.
invent? It was really fun.
So we
It
had.
was a card game.
Hold on.
So that would be my favorite game.
Anyone who ever wonders where this came from,
So random.
we went to the Pelican Market. Shout out to the greatest market in the world, the Pelican Market.
And your
And-
favorite restaurant of all time.
Yeah, the sandwiches are to die for. And we got this belt there, and we got a deck of cards, and we got some dice. And
played Clue too. We got,
Oh yeah, we
we
played
got
Clue
Travel
Junior.
Clue.
Clue Junior.
It was very bad.
Travel Clue Junior. So I
was
think that's
$2.
episode 2 of the podcast. It'll be out next Thursday. And you can see how we went from Junior Clue Travel Edition, which is one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how they expect any kids not only to play it, but to understand how to set it up.
It was very complicated.
It's dumb.
I think I
so-
won, but then you ended up winning.
Yeah.
But then we ended up quitting.
And then you made your own game.
Everyone won
Yeah.
when we quit. And then we pulled out the deck of cards and the dice, and we said, okay, what can we do here? So we started playing poker, and the poker was fun. We were having a good time. And then we was like, well, wait a minute. If we don't really have anything to bet with, so we used the dice to use as ways to bet.
Right.
And so war was also played into it. So if we both would call our roll dice, if we both got the ones we called, then we would have like a double war, and there was like a triple war if the cards would line up. And you could take from the pile.
And
Man, I hope you remember
So-
how to play because I don't. But
It's
so
all
you
on-
kept on
it's all
making
on
up the
camera.
rules
Oh,
as
yeah.
you're going?
Yeah. The whole
it was a
episode.
great game, actually. It's a
The
really good
whole
game.
episode is us creating a game. That's what we did for that episode.
And then why did you need that then?
Because it's a belt and I need a belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was part of your game.
Like,
No, it was-
the winner gets the belt.
Okay.
No,
sure.
this is the belt for the studio.
Oh, the
Yeah.
winner doesn't get the belt?
No, this
We'll go get another belt. There's 3 more.
For the game.
This
Just
thing
for
was
the game.
this was the only thing I was walking out with. I'm like, they got nothing here. Oh wait, a belt. And then I took the belt and blew it up, and off we go.
So when I interrupted, how many games were you on your favorites list?
Oh, he was on like 3 and I said 5.
Yeah.
You know, there's another game called The Amazing Labyrinth.
I don't know.
You
what
ever play that
is.
one? So it's a board game.
Why is Phenom
Oh,
giving you
because
the finger?
Phenom knows what's up.
Amazing
Amazing
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
That is,
So
you know what? That's his most recognizable moment to his father, actually.
What? His hand?
his hand.
Just his hand and the energy in his.
You
in
can
his
really
hand when
feel
he's
it,
really
yeah.
happy.
He
I was like,
speaks
oh,
a
That
lot
game.
for
yeah.
just using his hand. It's incredible. So what it is there's like hard pieces on the desktop, but you also have loose pieces, and you move your pieces into the actual game to create your way through the maze, and you have to get your different items that you have from your cards, and it's really cool. So you like,
Is it like
say you have to turn left
Mousetrap?
there. No, not that complicated at all. Mousetrap. I loved that game. You want to talk about a game that gets so much love and acknowledgement, but yet has not a single human being know how to play it, Mousetrap is the game. All you ever do is just set up all those traps and then get that guy to jump off the diving board in the bucket.
Wait a
That's what
second,
you do.
you had it?
I had the
It
game.
was just
yeah.
on TV all the time.
I
And my
have
parents
it
were like,
still.
they
We had
refused
it.
to buy it for
Dude,
us as kids.
how
And
many
I just
times I have to
like,
tell you
this
guys, I
game's
was
probably so fun.
the most spoiled child
Oh my god.
on earth. Like there was nothing I didn't have. It was incredible,
I'll
and that's
bring
why
it.
I'm
You
always
can
trying to
borrow
give
it.
back
I'll
so
play it.
people can
We'll play it.
understand. Yeah, it's
That's
so
what we do
cool
at
to
the
just
Dude podcast.
have
That'd be a
everything.
good one to play.
We would never be able to figure out what's the point. Like
No.
the instructions alone are
Be a
insane.
waste, which might be
What
funny.
about okay, kerplunk? You know what that is?
I know that's where you pull the stick.
The sticks. That's
And
a
it
good
goes
one.
kerplunk.
Those are the two
That's-
that kind of give the same vibe, I think.
That's when I eat too much cheese.
No, that's no plunk.
No plunk. That's a little, oh, I got a thumbs down.
See, I told you, no plunk.
Whoops.
Hey, Hammer Time
hey,
Roofing.
do you guys? Here's the games that I played because I was thinking about it on the way over. Okay, Cathedral. Do you remember that one?
That sounds
I
familiar.
feel like
Very
I think I
easy,
have it
simple
in my
game.
board game closet.
Okay. Operation.
Yes. I have that too. I have so many board games.
Clearly.
What's Trouble? Do you remember Trouble?
Oh my
I
god.
hate Trouble.
The
Not
kids,
for me.
my kids don't have screen time like during the day during summer, and they
bragging.
just sit down. Okay, they sit and they play Trouble for hours and hours and hours on
Yeah,
end, and
you
you can
can.
just hear them screaming. And they were in this very serious tiebreaker game after hours and hours of playing, and they're like, "We just need to finish this game." And my dog ran down and destroyed it all, and they're like,
Yes.
"No!"
Ziggy or Link?
Yeah, Lincoln.
Yes,
And he
I
lost
love
his
Link.
mind. So that game is still going strong in our
Ziggy
house.
or Link?
Yeah. Her
I
dog,
have
man.
2 dogs.
Oh, Husky is
Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Yeah, Link's my crazy German Shepherd. That
She found on a street.
yeah.
Literally, like running across a busy street. She like stopped traffic and picked up the dog, and then the owners didn't want the dog. She's like, I guess I got another dog now. It's this cute little pup. Oh,
Yeah.
I was there for the whole
owner
thing. It
didn't
was
want
wild.
Huh?
The owner didn't want it, or you just never
Yeah.
found the owner?
Oh,
So the dog was
But
running
we don't
around
have to talk.
33rd,
You don't have to tell the whole story.
and he jumped in my car, and I put it on the Facebook, and then they were like, "We don't want our dog anymore." And I found out the dog actually ran away a couple times
Before?
previously as well, ran away. And
so
then I was like,
sad.
"Okay, I'll keep the dog," and then I kept him. Yeah.
And the cutest little puppy. Cutest dog now. Like,
Super
oh,
psycho though, hates
yeah.
other dogs.
Well,
so-
German Shepherd.
Yeah.
German Shepherd that you found running wild on a street.
Yeah.
This reminds Sarah has a story like that. She grew up on the west side.
Sarah's his wife, by the way.
That's my wife
Yeah.
in Riversdale area, and they would do that quite often. They would acquire cats or dogs. They had a dog named Dylan, I believe, that they acquired and lost. Sometimes kids would just enter their backyard and take their dog, and
Oh
then
my
they would lose
gosh.
their dog for a few days.
It was hard over there, man. I remember going over to Venning's place next door,
I would
and man, there's some crazy stuff going on over there.
when they were neighbors, right?
Yeah.
So when we first started dating, I would get to know all the cops that would
Yeah.
patrol the area because I'm like slowly dropping off a teenage girl at her house, right? But I was just like, once they recognized me, it was just
Thumbs up.
a thumbs up. It's
Yeah.
just me.
Just
Again,
me.
going back to
Anything.
most
But they also were
privileged
neighbors to bootlegger as well. There's a guy that would make booze, and then he'd sell booze, and so I'd be parked outside the bootlegger's place, and the cops would try and catch kids. It should have been easier because I'd see so many people walking in and around with bootleg. We should start a bootleg,
I think that'd be a
more,
great idea.
More bootlegging.
like
Oh.
for
What do you wanna
tea,
bootleg?
Hardcore it's tea.
Tea-
Ah, the
yeah.
Alchemist. Yes.
Then we can go to Moose Jaw and go to the tunnels and learn all about it so that we know what to do. And then we can go
Oh
to the
yeah,
spa.
that's what the guy did down there, hey?
Yeah, and
can
they
talk
have, they have
about
a
our
new
devious
they have a
plans
new
at the
tunnel
spa.
now. Did you know that?
What's this? Where's this one go?
How's it new?
It's
That's
a-
not historic.
It's a new tunnel. I don't know. I went to it. It's about the war, and it's in like an old fruit factory or something, and it's like hidden in the basement. But it's like a fake elevator, so you don't actually go anywhere. It's
So
kind
they
of a-
made this like a museum,
kind of yeah.
or it already existed and they found it.
I don't know. I didn't learn too much. I don't know. We gotta Google that.
Okay.
that is. You should Google that. I have no idea.
You know, you just shouldn't have brought up the fact that there's a new thing over there, because
But
now you
there
piqued our
is.
interest, but you don't know anything about
Well,
it.
I do, and it's good, but it's not as good as the old school ones because you can tell it's like real.
The old ones were actually used to
Yeah.
yeah, do the thing.
Yeah, but now there's 3. So, yeah, enjoy the
Interesting.
spa, enjoy a new tunnel, learn how to bootleg some tea,
That'd be dope.
It's good tea. I'm going to take some more sleepy time tea tonight.
That's good.
Cora's specialty as we continue on your show, hanging out from Brooksy from the Past Our Bedtime podcast and our social media guru, as well as coach number 1, who you will now see over on Dude Podcast. I did a bad number on this mic right
I thought
here.
you were 2 too. I was
I
like,
was
when did
Coach
he-
number 2.
when
Sorry.
did
And then I
Number
dropped
two.
the one
No, that's
finger and
okay.
I
We'll
gave the
get that.
camera the middle finger unintentionally.
Sorry.
Whoops.
That's okay.
Uh,
Don't
So
worry
I'm
about
coach
that.
2. Where are you going?
Just right here.
he's just fixing the cameras. And while he does that,
Cameras that are going all- I just wanna make
Do you have-
guys a little bit more juicy.
do you have any other games that you really love?
Yeah, I do. So thank you for asking. Life?
Yes.
Okay.
I
game of
love
life?
life. When you get twins. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the best.
Just or when you
That's
you're,
her favorite part.
you're driving the station wagon and you're just overflowing. You have 12 kids and they're falling out of the car.
Do you ever feel like you
That's
guys
an
are in
accomplishment.
that game?
Huh?
Do you ever feel like that when you're driving a van full of kids? So baseball or
playing the
hockey or
game of
whatever?
life?
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
just
I was
like,
like,
you're
why
just a
didn't I
peg in the
become a
front
lawyer?
seat.
The game was made because this is actually just one huge game of life.
Yeah. I don't think my job description, what I do now, was available in that game. So.
Same.
What would this one be?
This
This
job
one?
description?
Yeah, we should do an update on the game of life. We should
Frig,
update
yeah.
the game of life.
That'd be
For
pretty
sure.
cool. Like
Hey.
That'd be fun.
game of life just for the people who like work
Go-
here.
Bigger
Go
vehicles.
back, go back 10 spaces. You pissed off the woke people again. Down you go, and have it like all stuff in
Cancel.
modern day. So you've been
Cancel.
canceled.
Hey,
back
wait.
to the start.
You're getting political right now.
No, that has nothing to do with that. I'm
Those
saying
are
that's what a
close.
game of
Very
life.
close to politics.
I didn't say what you did. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying
Just
those are the type of
saying-
situations
well,
that happen in
you
the
kind
game of life
subtly
now.
picked a side.
No. It's those would we go, okay, well, how about this? You have accused someone of being woke. Go forward 10 spaces.
Well, exactly.
That's
you still picked the same
that's
side.
still-
You didn't
No,
do
because
anything
before I said you go back if you're doing it.
Yeah.
If you are being
The
woke.
political
Yeah, well,
game
then
of
what?
life.
You're right. There's no getting out of this one.
No, it has
We're going to update it
we
without
could.
using the
It,
word.
it has
woke
to be
or
like
any of
with
that.
us, like you got out of the west side, go up 10 spaces. You know what I mean?
That's still a little political.
Well, if it's you as like a little Wendy character, or like,
That's fine.
you know,
I think we should sit down one day and create the modern day version of the game of life.
yeah.
You
with
ate too
actual
many
good-
packing peanuts. Back to the start.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be Uncle Brando.
You keep on losing to Nintendo 64 Smash Bros.
Yeah.
You lose.
You lose the house and the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Okay.
gosh.
Well, that might be something.
All the pets we can have, pets
be
instead of kids.
Yeah,
What,
that's what I
uh,
was thinking. The little cages inside the van, and just you have 2 dogs instead of what? And
12 kids.
Yeah. It could be. You know what? I don't know. In the game of life, could you have 2 mums and 2 dads? I never noticed. I don't think you could. It needs an update.
Sure, I'm sure you could.
I don't. I think it
Okay.
didn't.
Well, we'll do it. We'll update it. What games do you think would be best for this setup with our top-down camera?
Skulls. Have you
Skull?
played Skulls?
Backgammon. What?
Have you played Skulls?
Backgammon.
No, never.
Oh,
All these new games. I play kid games, and then
It's actually a really old, ancient game from way-
Chinese checkers. I love Chinese
Yes!
checkers.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, go on.
Oh, anyways, it's like as old as Chinese checkers apparently. the
Really?
Skulls game.
Hold on. No. Isn't Chinese checkers like from like the 1200s?
It's so old. Noah, Google it.
Producer Noah.
Maybe it's not that old.
The
but, like,
phenom is on it.
on
Can
the package, it
Yeah.
says like it's recreated from a super old ancient game.
Skulls.
Skulls. It's so good. And like I tell everyone about it and I bring it to family events and every family member buys it after they play it. Like it's so good. So now everyone I know has it at their house. I don't need to bring mine anymore.
Let's go get it, Gary. Skulls.
Published in 2011.
No, it's published in 2011, but the game itself, they remade the game from an
Dude,
ancient game.
This, Brooksy,
Phenom.
you're just being like me right now with the game of life. You just gotta accept that you were probably wrong and move on.
No, it's
But yeah, China started in 2011, right?
Chinese checkers. Great game.
I
Great game.
will. I'm not gonna Google it now, but
How about Mahjong? Remember Mahjong?
I don't know what that
Mahjong?
is.
Do you know how to play that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
You just
convinced that's
match-
like that
match
Sudokus
things.
and
It's
the other
just,
things that people say they play, but no
But
one
I think you
understands
can.
how.
There's a real version you can play with it's like dominoes, but it's stacked dominoes.
Interesting.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
my grandpa used to play that on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have no idea how to play it though. Yeah, it is
You
one
just
of those
have to match
games.
shapes.
Right.
It's like that game where you're looking for the bomb and you just keep on pressing the squares.
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
Oh, That is the
That
greatest
was fun.
example of a game.
You know what? Of a game that you didn't know what you're doing at the beginning, and you just kept playing, and then all of a sudden you understood how it worked.
Get
it
your
was
reps.
like, wait,
I
that's
don't
a
think I ever
Battleship.
understood
It's
it.
pretty much Minesweeper's like Battleship, but just solitaire Battleship.
I didn't know that. I still to this day don't know how it works. I just played it because it was the only thing on my computer.
I mean,
That's
yes,
true.
trial and error, and you could blow up the first clicky on the little gray
Well,
Yeah.
let's
And-
take a look back here for a second. You click on a tile, and then it gives you a number, and that number is supposed to represent the amount of squares touching the bomb.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Correct.
I can't believe we got that far.
I didn't even,
I didn't even
know
know that. Yeah, I just heard that the other day.
How
So
did you hear that? When do you have conversations about Minesweeper?
They're usually with myself,
yeah.
and
So you
little
read
crazy.
out loud.
yeah, more or less. Pretty much. I was actually thinking about this exact thing, like games that I've never to this day understood or understand. Yeah. And Minesweeper was one of them. It's like, man, I think it has something to do with the numbers associating with the bombs. Couldn't figure it out.
I had my babysitter's dad used to try and teach me like how it worked, and he would be like, if you go to the tips of the square, you're usually safe up there, and he would like say all this stuff, but I still was like, you're
That
saying
just
I don't
sounds like the
understand."
bullfrog and bonus on the VLT back in the day. Stevie Rio, my boy, would go and play those bad boys, and he'd like run down. Him and Spuddy's like run down the side real quick when they're hopping the lily pads. Worked almost
You're
every
talking
time.
about Frogger.
The game was called Bullfrogging, and it was
Bullfrog
based on
good,
frogs.
and you
Yeah.
hop the lily pads.
Yeah, on the bonus.
At the Coachman.
Shout out, Coachman.
And speaking of the Coachman, you triggered another memory. So my babysitter's not dad, husband, Joe Kashuka, Nan Kashuka, rest in peace, both
Nice
of you.
shout out.
The Joe would play solitaire all the time, so I remember him just playing solitaire. But then he was retired, so he'd play solitaire in the morning, and then he'd go to the Coachman all afternoon
Hot
with his
spot.
buddies. But he also, before he'd go, and he'd wear these little slacks. I call them slacks because they were slacks, right?
Hell yeah, they were, bro.
slacks with no shirt on, and he'd walk around the house, and then he'd reach in the fridge and he'd open a carton of buttermilk, and he'd go straight buttermilk from the carton and put it away, and then he'd grab an uncooked piece of bacon,
Oh no.
put that down the gizzard, and then he'd be ready to go. And I just
Uncooked?
uncooked, but he taught me how to play solitaire, and eat raw
Did you teach him how to cook bacon?
and eat raw
I'm like,
bacon.
it's way better, Joe. If you
You
cook
have
that
no
stuff.
idea how much better this could taste.
Yeah.
Like
It
this
could
could
be
change your life,
so much
bro.
better. But he also just
Like, come on.
drinks buttermilk. But
I guess, yeah, once you're chugging buttermilk, you don't really need to be cooking your bacon. You're already set in your
solitaire,
ways.
he taught me how to play solitaire, and
It's
solitaire
another
is a
game.
solid game.
Well, it was the other one with Minesweeper. Both games, everyone talks about, oh, I'm so good, I beat this, and that's like, how do you
Okay.
play it?
Yeah.
Camera up here.
Yes.
Solitaire showdown. Two people playing solitaire at the same time.
No one knows how to play solitaire, dude. So
Yeah,
I'm
I was
trying
just
to tell you.
gonna say.
Phenom's thumbs
Are you-
up
do you
and
know how
like
to play?
crazy.
Yeah, but he comes from a board game obsessed
I-
family.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Solitaire
say,
Showdown.
Me too. That's why he knows all the board games I'm talking about.
Solitaire showdown mixed with chip gambling. So it's like you both ante up and you start playing, and then as you start realizing that you're gonna maybe win, maybe you put in a little bit extra money, and that's one way for the other guy to concede. So you can start over again, which is the exciting part, or you keep stacking chips.
Wow.
Well, I do know one thing. is
I'd have
that
to learn.
Network
You don't know how to play
Ryan
solitaire
is going
showdown.
to be setting this up for us for the CCO Sidewalk Slam, baby. And this table is going to go this way, and he has a bunch of stuff planned out. So I'm really interested to see how it works. So then we can just go from that setup and work it into the games we want to do.
This just in, a text from my brother, just
James!
Jay Mays, and he some things are just important that you have to say them live on a show. But George Springer of the Blue Jays,
Love him.
love him. He's struggling, but he's not worth his contract. But that's not for us to decide or pay the money. He's a Hartford Whaler fan.
Yeah.
This just in. He
That's
said
your
it.
team.
That's
Yeah.
just in.
Coach Mays loves the Whalers.
Love the Whalers.
More than
Best
anyone
color
else.
scheme
Yeah.
ever.
Well, they are like, man, you want to talk about looking good. When you wear full-length pants in an NHL arena, you're looking good.
I gotta show you a photo of Jacoby when he was 5. That's what he dressed up, and
perfect.
he had I had a white Whalers jersey
Yep.
as a kid that I held on to, and I threw them in that, and then he just perfectly had these green wind pants. We threw those on under there with some shin pads and elbow pads and his little helmet. Probably
Pat
the cutest
Verbeek,
thing ever.
right there. Who's your
I
favorite
should
Whaler?
show it to you.
Who's your favorite Whaler?
Not Gordie Howe.
That's
And Brendan
stock answer.
Shanahan only played for a little bit. You
Pat
should know this
Verbeek.
question.
Pat Verbeek.
No.
Chris
it's
Pronger.
not. So best goalie,
No.
Mike Liut.
Oh yeah, I love Mike Liut.
and
Yeah.
he's an agent. And
Liut
Dave
before
Babbage was my favorite
Washington.
Whaler of all time.
Well, that's because
You
he's
know
got the
that.
mustache. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Mazur loves guys with mustaches on the ice.
I'm a big
on the
mustache.
ice.
Mustaches and flow. Ron DeGay was his favorite player for a while just because of his hair and the fact that he was
That's how
always
I-
tan.
You
with
That's
a
hold on
how
to
I
the-
pick my favorite players. Is
Yeah, you
based
guys
on
Hold
what
on
they
to
look
the
like.
weirdest things, Gary.
Or like
Well, that's what happens.
when I watch UFC or like fights with like my stepdad, let's say, I always make bets on who's gonna win based on their shorts. And for
Like color scheme or design?
just what I liked, you know, what
Okay.
looked better compared to the other person.
gotcha, yeah.
And for like 3 fights, I guessed who was gonna win correctly based off their shorts. It was crazy. He's like,
Tell
"There's-"
me you were betting.
He's like, there's no, we're just doing it for
Ah,
fun. He's like, there's
boo.
no way you can just guess that based on their shorts. And I was like, I'm so good.
That was a good humble brag.
Yeah,
I like
I'm so
that.
good.
Lots of people do that though, and there's a thing. I truly believe that beginner's luck is a huge thing, be it in like fantasy sports. Who here hasn't been in a fantasy sports draft where it got the guy first year? I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. Ends up winning the whole thing. It happens all the time.
That's me.
Bets, people make bets for the first time. They always pull it out, and that would be the situation I think that you went through there.
Yeah, this toque is like.
Shout out
Hey.
Commander Cookout Podcast.
Can I? Well, there's two things. Have I ever? We did this. We went through my phone on a
on an episode, yeah, and it worked really good actually.
Okay.
We could
check
see
this
quite
one out.
well.
Do you know who Bobby Clark is?
He's got no teeth.
No.
You don't know that? So my kid lost his front teeth.
There you go.
Oh,
How good is that?
that's a legit photo.
Oh, you want to hold up to the camera? Camera one
Again,
This one.
over here.
camera one.
Yeah,
How do I
just
do
hold-
that?
Yeah, there you go. I
Yeah,
guess we
go
can't really
closer.
zoom. I could zoom into it, but we have to play our way out of here because we're up against
Oh,
the
we're
clock,
done.
you guys.
Okay.
Anything
You're
else you want
done.
to throw out there, though?
Well, I'm going to show you a photo of Jacoby looking like a
You're
Hartford
done.
Whaler guy. I'm
You're
done.
We need the context. I will say, let's go ahead there, Phenom, and fire up the old Frankie.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, I got that loud and clear.
When can I
I
do
can't
this?
hear that.
I
This
can't
is
hear
what
anything.
This is what I wanted.
It has begun.
Okay.
Begin to play. We got Brixie.
Remember I wrote
Playing
lyrics
away.
to this?
Yeah, you did.
Did you?
Well, he
I
also
can't
wrote
hear
lyrics
it.
to the punk song on the All
No,
That
you're
Angst
not supposed to know
podcast.
that.
Just jokes.
I was your ghost. I was your ghostwriter.
Just jokes.
I was just helping you get
New
ideas.
episode out today. Episode 5. Starring Uncle Mike and his all natural products and Matt from all the bands. It's a very good one.
That's why it's your show. I wrote
Man,
lyrics to this.
That was
thing.
right on time with the
Thank
piano.
you.
Can you
Felt
hear it in there?
No,
No, we can't hear it.
That was crazy.
it's just played as soon as you said it
Play,
played.
well,
it
play
was in
your
there.
play your piano too. Don't be scared.
Oh, well, I don't have.
No, it's so sad. Hey,
It's tough, the
It's
boys,
tough. Like
yeah.
Matt is so good.
Yeah,
and
that
then
nobody
Mike
wants to
has
try
this
anymore.
Kind of
Classical.
little
He says he's
classical
classical
swagger.
trained.
But yeah. like when Matt did it, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna try.
I
again.
know. That's how I feel. If I had the headphones in, I'd be like,
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not
It's
gonna
beautiful,
pretend.
beautiful song. To Coach Mazur, thank you again, Dude Podcast. He's the star of the show. You can check it out. It will be on the website as well. Bamford and Co. podcast dropping. Just finishing up the intros
can't wait
on
to
that
see
bad
that
boy.
one.
As well, the All Out of Angst podcast, episode 5. You can check audio only anywhere you get your audio only podcast. To Coach, thank you for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Brooksy, thank you as always. You are
Yes.
amazing for the Pastor Bedtime podcast. Check that one out. CTV's Matt
yeah.
Young. Thank you for being here today. You're going to say?
I was gonna say, past our bedtime's taking a break until next month.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why?
Why? Because
Busy,
Cora's
his life.
moving.
Yeah, I get it.
Congrats, Cora. Woo.
You're here, of course. He'll be here tomorrow, by the way,
Yes.
along with all the other boys.
And why else? Because we're busy. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
basically
that's
it.
fair.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Woo.
You guys
And
want to see my dog?
To
This is
Phenom,
That's why he's dead. I
beautiful.
murdered him.
Jeez. Thank you,
Blue
Phenom,
Jays,
for always
thank
being
you.
amazing. He'll be back here tomorrow as well, I believe. You back tomorrow? Yeah, and we're going to get some Twitch streaming going on.
Yeah, I'm a beach.
Until then, have an amazing rest of your Thursday evening. Remember, karma is very real. It's the reason we say it all the time. Do good things. You will notice. They will start happening to you, like building a content creation studio
Are you
with a
on
Twitch
that?
stream. That's how she started. She's going back into her.
Oh,
Back into it.
funny story.
No time.
All right.
Gotta go. Have a great rest of your Thursday.